Can't get the rods out today, I'm afraid. Morning. Today is one of those days where it's not really about the fishing, just about the scenery. Absolutely amazing. So I'm not fishing, so I'm moody. I'm just on my walk with the dog. I just thought I'd head up towards the cutting. Canal's frozen over. I don't think it's going to be frozen over for that long. Weather forecast says that the temperatures are going to go back up towards the weekend. I've got to sort out some connectivity problems because internet signal is poor in the direction I'm walking and continues to be poor for the next few miles as well. So really, to be able to spend any significant time in the spots where I want to be, I need to sort out my internet. I'm not sure what the temperature went to last night, but it was negative something. But my boat is so warm. It's so much better being on the boat than being in the house. I don't know if I've mentioned long term, once my kids get to a point where they don't need me as much as they do now, which is not far away, the house will be gone. The boat will be exchanged for a bigger one, and I'll be fishing permanently on the boat. So while I can't talk about fishing, I think I might as well talk to you about my plans for the next few months, which is going to be interesting. So I've got some boaty maintenance that needs doing, and the marina that's going to put me up while it gets done is not that far away. But what's interesting is I need to come off the Leeds Liverpool Canal. So I need to go down what they call the Rufford Arm, because the marina that's going to put me up while the boat's having its work done is at the top of the Rufford Arm. And I've never fished that area before. In fact, I don't even know if there's any fish around there, because it's an arm that comes off the main Leeds Liverpool Canal. Not only that, but it's staggered by a series of locks. So I'm not quite sure what's there, if anything, but I need to go there. So I'll be going there. And if I'm going there, I'm going to be fishing there. As soon as we start seeing the tail end of the winter, I'm going to be making my way down the Leeds Liverpool Canal. I'll then be turning sharp left onto the Rufford Arm, and I'll be taking my time to navigate up the Rufford Arm to the marina, which is at the end of the link. So it's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to be doing some boaty videos, but I'll also be fishing my way through the journey as well. I'm booked in the marina for the end of April. I'll be fishing in the marina, which will be interesting, because if there are any fish about, you know, the chances are they're going to be knocking around the marina. I have it on pretty reliable authority that there are some carp to catch. So I'm going in blind, but with some confidence. Now, isn't this interesting? This is the cutting, which doesn't freeze, and it's flipping frozen. So that's a new one on me. Maybe because it's been so cold, we've had this polar temperature drop over the last couple of days. The area I was hoping to spend when it was really cold, which is this area, you can see the large embankments on both sides of the canal. Well, today I'm afraid it's flipping frozen. That is the sign that tells us that on the 5th of November 1770, the first spade was put in the ground to dig the Leeds Liverpool Canal, and that took 46 years to complete. Wow, just absolutely amazing. I just find it absolutely amazing that this whole thing was dug by people with spades. Just fascinating. But anyway, I'm currently devastated because the area I've been hoping to fish frozen is frozen. So it is just there. That would be the area that I'd want to be fishing. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. I've got a feeling this will be gone tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, we're going to go back up into 5s, 6s and 7s by the weekend. So I've got a feeling this might be all gone by the weekend, and if that's the case, then we're back in business, but we'll see. It doesn't really matter. We are just approaching the area where I caught my first ever Canal carp. I baited this area up for a 6-week period in 2006. And me and my friend came and fished it in the evenings after work, so sort of 9 o'clock through to 7 in the morning for the summer. We did probably half a dozen sessions. I think we blanked twice. There's a funny story behind my first capture. I'm approaching the bridge now, just about to walk under the bridge. I've got a bag of boilies in my right hand. Just as I'm coming through the bridge here now, my dog chewed the bag of bait and it spilt on the floor here. So I kicked all of the bait into the edge here. The bivvies went here, and obviously I put a rod there. 7 o'clock in the morning, absolute screamer. Off it went through the bridge, and that was the carp, my first ever carp that I caught on the canal. I'd love to spend a load of time here, but it's just really difficult. I'm going to need to sort that out, I think. Look at this. Unbelievable. This is my walk home. Honest to God, you see nothing like it. So yeah, I don't live too far away from where the boat is moored at the moment. So I thought I'd take a walk home today. But what a walk home this is. Incredible. So, oh, there he is. Morning. Tuesday, 14th of January. It's about 10:30 in the morning. About 6-7 degrees. And I've managed to get the rods back out. Well, I've got 2 of them out anyway. There's still a bit of ice on the surface of the canal, although a narrow boat's just come through, so it won't be like that tonight. So it should be all systems go from tonight. Should be able to get the 3 rods out and we're back in business. Obviously not being able to fish for a couple of days, which is quite rare for me. So I've done a bit of walking, done a bit of scenic filming. I am going to share those scenes. I appreciate that not everybody would be interested in seeing stuff like that, so I apologise if it's not your thing. Let me know, because if it's not your thing and it's more the fishing, I'll focus on the fishing. Resigned to the fact that I'm not going to catch any carp for the foreseeable future, so I think I'm going to have a go at the 3-pound perch challenge. I remember years ago there was a lady that used to come and fish by the mooring, and she was an out and out perch angler. She would come just as the light was going down, and she would spend an hour or so just walking down the margin, drop shotting for perch, and she used to do really, really well. So that's what I've decided to do. Not only that, but she told me that white worms were the way to go. So I got myself some white worms. Fakes. I'm going to do a bit of drop shotting with these white worms and see if I can bag myself a big perch, a big stripey. That would be great. Quite looking forward to it actually, and I'm buzzing that the temperatures have gone up a bit. I'm just now wondering, is that the end of winter? Let me know what you think. I've got a feeling we're going to have another cold snap. In fact, I've got a feeling we're going to have another very cold snap. Good morning, or should I say good afternoon. A little bit of a different one today. It's Friday the 17th of January. It's 10 to 1 in the afternoon. The rods were in about 9:30 as normal. I went for a walk with the dog as normal, but I had to come out to get some fuel for the boat. And what's quite interesting is the marina that sells me the fuel is the marina that I'm going to be heading up towards over the next few weeks, months. So I've got a bit of footage of where I'm going to be fishing. I really like where I'm going to be fishing. I'm not going to be spending all my time in the marina. I'm going to be spending some of my time in the marina, but most of the fishing time will be fishing just outside of the marina. So really looking forward to that. Feeling a little bit deflated about the area I'm fishing in at the moment. I mean, I knew, I was pretty certain the chances of a carp would be very slim, but it really does feel like there's nothing around there at all. Even with the perch, you know, I would have expected a couple of follows, maybe from some perch or some pike, but nothing. So I'm definitely on a move. Not 100% sure where I'm going to go to, but pretty sure I'm going to have a week in the cut-in. That will allow me sufficient time to fill the boat with fuel, fill the boat with water. I think I'm probably going to give it a good clean inside and out, get myself ready for the new adventure, and then in a couple of weeks time I'm going to start making my way up to the marina, well, certainly to the Rufford Arm. I'll be moving every few days, fishing for a few days, and hopefully trying to bag a carp, or if not a carp, maybe even a perch. I've got a couple of days with the kids, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to switch off fishing. Well, I'm not going to switch off fishing really, but my focus is on my kids for the next few days. I'll be back at it on Monday. So if you're fishing over the weekend, tight lines and hope you bag one. Stay safe.